I wrote on the blog one day that, I had one student come at 1, and I was setting up the video, and somehow, like, silently, like, 12 kids, like, came in, and, they were all wearing their masks, and they all sanitized, and that's a big change for them. But they all did it, and they all came and participated, and were really great listeners, really enthusiastic. They developed great products. I really had a blast working with the kids this year. So my special thanks first goes to them. Why is Seabird Camp so important? Some of the kind of tangential things that come to mind are like careers. That's a big focus for my secondary students, is what are you going to do with your life? And anytime they get to interact with people who've made successful careers working in Alaska, particularly working at home, I like my students to see that success and know that if this is something you're interested in, these are some opportunities that are there for you. Another big part is, if we're going to be responsible citizens, we have to know about where we live and know about how to look for changes and how we impact and how we make changes in our own environment. And Seabird Camp is huge for that. Making observations and working with scientists who make observations about the land here, I think influences how our kids grow up and how they interact with their island, right? I mean, they get to make decisions then. What am I going to do with my chip wrapper? Am I going to throw it in the trash can, or am I going to leave it out for a seabird to eat? So I think that responsible citizenship and raising people who understand the importance of conservation is a huge aim, and one of the successful parts about Seabird Camp. The scientists who regularly do Seabird Camp and work with Seabird Youth Network are the ones who developed everything, and the activities were awesome. They were really varied. There's like a little something for everybody's different interests, and they were really fun. I participated along with the kids. A bunch of us did. Participated in the activities too. We had a good mix of outside and inside, a good mix of hands-on, versus a little more informational, reading and following instructions kind of things. The scavenger hunt was definitely cool, and kids had to find clues about seabirds. They each had a data sheet, and they included a photo sticker, the scientific name, and then the common name. I think my favorite part about that activity, other than how much the kids had fun getting outside and riding their bikes and working together, was that they got the community involved. They didn't know the common name. A couple students told me they flagged somebody down on the street and asked them. And also, there was like a cultural component to that too. What that bird means to the community, not just the scientific name. The very last day, we made puffin planes, and that was a cool STEM activity. A little more experimentation than some of the other activities had. Students were supposed to try to make their puffin fly the best. And they had a variety of materials to kind of help them. They had like popsicle sticks or paper clips or duct tape, and we talked about puffins not being the best flyers, and they had to manipulate the puffin that they made to see if theirs could fly better. Like, this is my puffin plane. It did not fly the furthest. The only adaptation that I made was I stuck a little paper clip on the beak, thinking that might propel it forward, with a little bit more weight. Obviously I didn't color mine the way that a puffin is actually colored. We took as much creative license as we wanted to, which is a good segue into Ram, right? He's a really creative person. I've met Ram a few times when he's come out here. I've been on island for Seabird Camp a few times, and Ram always comes. The first thing that I know about him is that the kids love him. He has a really encouraging, big personality. He's in charge of a lot of the artwork, maybe in charge of all of the artwork, I'm not entirely sure, but lots of the activities that we did, like keep St. Paul Island rat-free and count on it. Some of the paper activities that we did were illustrated by Ram. Ram also kind of spearheaded the activity of the photo scavenger hunt. They had to find a feather. They had to find a rock with guano on it. They had to find beach debris that might harm a seabird. And Ram also developed a video for the kids to watch, and they were really happy to see his home and all of his birds. But also he gave them really great tips on how to take good pictures, and we had a group of younger kids who I think really appreciated that and said that they didn't really know the tips beforehand. So I know that he's an integral part of Seabird Camp. Kendra comes out here. I've met Kendra several times. She's a Bering Sea Days alumnus. She works for the Maritime Refuge. She's based out of Homer, and she's an education specialist. She actually, I think she taught biology before she ended up working for the refuge. So she has that teacher background, which you can totally tell when she comes out and does activities with kids. She knows exactly how to ramp them up, how to scaffold information so they really get a good understanding.
And then Miss Cushion.
Yeah, Miss Tanya Cushion, and her intern this year, Ashley Cushion, her daughter. Tanya came out here as a bird guide long before she was even a teacher here at St. Paul Island School. Like I was saying earlier, teachers here end up wearing many hats, and Tanya has that science background. So Tanya's always been involved with Seabird Camp. She is the closest community tie. She's the one who watched all of the kids and all the campers who come grow up. Right? She's the one who talks to all the parents in the store and says, hey, how come you aren't signed up for Seabird Camp yet? Make sure you get your permission slip in and things like that. She's the one who organizes the camping trips and the, marshmallow roasts down at staff quarters, things like that. In addition to all of her scientific knowledge too. Special thanks that I give to people. First, the kids. That's where my big thanks goes to. Then to the Seabird Youth Network and all of the scientists who regularly get to come out here. Huge thanks to them for all of the work that they put into this. Their dedication really showed through with each and every activity. Special thanks to you guys, to the campus team, to Miles Bourdukofsky, Chauncey Demientieff, Ezra Melovidov, Ethan Candyfire, Naomi Edenshaw, for helping out with all of the student activities and putting together this video so that we can communicate the camp success far and wide.